Hi everyone, Frank here from the NPC Tech Show, and today we're going to be looking at the Asus Hyper M.2 X16 Gen 4 card. This is it right here. It is not expensive. It is essentially, it's under $100 and on Amazon and on Newegg. And it's not very expensive because all it is a simple card that connects M.2 drives to your motherboard. And it basically tells your CPU is going to have to make all the decisions on, like, oh, what data is going where, what's going on to what channel and whatnot. But yes, it's a huge card. It's a full-length card. It's about as long as the full-length graphics card, like the RX 3080 or whatever. Yes, about that long. This is it right here. It's got a little fan, which I'm not a fan of that fan, to be honest with you, because it sounds like it's going to be loud. I may even just unplug it. If you saw my other video about how my system's going to be laid out, the card is going to be sitting vertical, and I'm going to be having those little those scoops of air, the little air scoop or the Home Depot air deflectors. It's going to guide air right into this direction. Anyways, I think it'll do better than that fan. And I may just get rid of it just to kind of, and also you can also unscrew this back panel right here, and it'll just blow right through the entire card. So that's another option. But I wanted to go over this only because in my last video when I talked about this little M.2 drive here, this is the new Samsung SSD 980 Pro. 7 gigabits per second of data bandwidth. It is stated, that's their stated speed. I haven't actually tested it on Gen 4 yet, but as stated on their brochure, the website, it's basically faster than the Sabrent. I tested this and the Sabrent, the Rocket one that's 5 gigabits per second. I tested that one and this one on the PCIe Gen 3 configuration, and it was about the same. And in fact, the Sabrent actually had better write speed, but not by much. Just a notable amount, like a couple hundred, maybe about 100 megabits per second. Which I know that sounds like a lot, but that's not a lot if you're talking about the fact that this is 5 gigabits, 7 gigabits a second. It's less than 10% of a difference. A year off though. And this Sabrent is still faster than this one, so that's a little interesting to note. I don't know what kind of controller that this one has. I haven't removed the sticker on this to see what kind of controller it is. Maybe I will later and let you know, but I don't think it's the Phison that Sabrent's using. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Samsung one. They have the technology to develop it themselves. So, anyways, so popping off this board, splitting it apart here, you'll see. I've already played around with it. You can already see this is not normally here. Usually it's just big black and blank, and usually this thermal pad on this heatsink is usually all the way up to about here. It's designed to accommodate even M.2 drives that are 110 millimeters long. And so what I did was, the reason why I cut this short was because when I looked at the 980 Pro, you don't want to cool the NAND, which is these two chips right here. These two chips here is the NAND. You don't want to cool those. Those actually they work better, they operate better at warm temperature. This is the section you want to cool. Actually, I believe this is the controller right here, the silver thing underneath the sticker. This is the section that I'm planning to cool. And when I looked at this, you can actually, let me do this for you. Here's a NAND. Measuring the NAND. About 2.5 millimeters, okay. Now measuring I believe that's the controller, 1.9. And then whatever this little one is, there's another chip here it's a little smaller than a controller. What the heck, why is it thicker? I don't remember. Anyways, but they're thinner by about 0.5 millimeter. And yeah, a 1 millimeter thermal pad is going to be able to, has that amount of space to give to be able to cool all this properly, but you don't want to cool the NAND. So what I did was I measured the section that I wanted cooled, 36 millimeters. Yay, right there, about roughly, yeah, roughly, good, we're good, okay, cool. Awesome. Then I measured that, and I just took a razor blade and I sliced it. I sliced it there, and about halfway through I sliced it again. And what I did was I took the two pieces and I sandwiched them, and I placed them here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where these are from. So these are all now sitting at 2 millimeters tall. These are 1 millimeter tall, and that's something that you're gonna have to trust Asus on that one, because they're everything from the stand off here, and the typical thickness of one of these. Asus just got it. Okay, yeah, this is what you're gonna be using. It's 1 mil. The underside, however, didn't have any, and rightfully so, because they don't know if you're gonna be using a single-sided or a double-sided. And what I did in all this was the standoffs here, or for each, it mounts little standoffs that mount this. I measured the tallness, the standoffiness of it, and it was 2.5 millimeters. And but yeah, I know 2.5 millimeters, and I only got 2 millimeters of thermal pad. It wouldn't touch, but I did check it, and it did. And in fact, it became like kind of here. Let me show you. It actually became a little bit difficult to push down to actually get this mounted. Don't worry, I'm not mounting it with the sticker on like an idiot. I'm gonna remove it. This is just to show. I'm not gonna be building it right now, so yeah. Well, I can actually feel quite a bit of tension when I want to push this down. Well, not really, actually. Now that I think of it, maybe because I already smushed that one down. Let me try another one that I haven't done yet. All right, let's go with this one. I think I did the first and second already. But let's see. This in here. Yep. And it's got a bit of pressure. Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel it, that's for sure. Let me do this. I'm gonna use the last one. And because the last one doesn't have any obstruction in the view. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it because of the autofocus on that. I don't have a camera crew that's gonna help me film this. So we're just gonna have to hopefully you can see this. But yeah. So you can kind of see it's all the way up there. It's up there. Kind of see from there. Whoop, I got, and it stops right where the NAND begins. So, all right, it works. Man, I wasn't even expecting to get this shot right here. Look at that, all in focus and everything. Awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's what you can expect if you're gonna be buying the the 980 Pro. Let me put these back real quick. Forget it. Waste of time. But another interesting to know that I just noticed right now is that these thermal pads are making contact with this copper heat spreader. It's a factory heat spreader that comes with Let me turn this around. Get some glare on that. Bam! You can see that copper right there. Yeah. So only the sticker on the back is a copper heat spreader. Front is not. Front's just plastic. I might remove that once I get comfortable enough to know that I don't need the warranty. There's a serial number on it with the barcode. But yeah, oddly enough though, this heat spreader on the backside covers up the backsides of both NAND and a fraction of this chip here. This chip, and so that I found that really interesting because I mean, I'm guessing this is the chip that gets super hot. Maybe we should only be cooling that one. But yeah, they didn't make a heat spreader that goes all the way across. It stops right there, right here, right where my nail's at. It stops right there, and that's about 2/3 of the way through this other chip here. Oh damn it! That wasn't even on camera, wasn't it? Damn it! I messed that up. Okay, cool. Look. So yeah, so this copper heat spreader goes all the way to here where my nail is at, and it stops like right there. Yeah. And that's about 2/3 of the way through. I guess it's not gonna focus. See, that's what I was talking about. Well, you need a camera crew, but I don't have one. Anyways, yeah, so that's about where it stops. Right there. And you can see, bam. Heat spreader. There you go. Heat spreading sticker right there. So, yeah, interesting. I'm not exactly sure what's gonna be getting hot here. I believe that's the controller. That's gotta be the controller. I don't know what this thing is. The cache? Is that the cache? I'm guessing that's the cache. I'm guessing that's also good to cool too then. So I mean, perhaps the controller gets too hot, and they didn't want the copper to be transferring heat from the controller to the NAND, because then the NAND's gonna be too hot, or vice versa, or what? I don't know. But I can tell you that's the layout. That's the lay of the land. And I hope this video was useful to you in building your little RAID array. And man, I can't wait. I get to use 4 of these. If I get to use 4 of these, that's 28,000 megabits, 28 gigabits per second. That is higher than that time when Linus used 8 Sabrent rockets in the what's that called? The Honey Badger. And so that'd be interesting to see if I can actually maybe at least momentarily have a more storage bandwidth than he does. But anyways, like, share, and subscribe. I hope this was useful to you, and maybe this will help you make more of a decision on what to buy, what you're going to be buying. I went with this card, this Asus one, instead of the Gigabyte. Well, there's the MSI has one too that holds two M.2 drives, but I'm not a fan of MSI right now because of a lot of what they've been doing. If you haven't heard about it, yeah, it's not the coolest thing for them to be doing in the industry. Basically bullying small review channels into saying good things about them. So not a cool thing to be doing. So I'm going to be avoiding the MSI one. Gigabyte has one, however. It is about the same size as this, but it is more expensive. It's about $150, and it actually has a like a block of copper to help keep it cool. At least the prototype did. The prototype, the one that Gamers Nexus shot at I believe it's a CS or something like that. But yeah, the Gigabyte one is actually about the same size. It has a bigger fan, which is another thing that I liked about it. This is just all aluminum, but I didn't feel the need, and it's not a price thing because I mean I'm spending $1,500 on the CPU. So I selected this one because it was I didn't think I needed all that extra weight and that copper, the little copper block. That's I don't know if you know how people suffer from GPU sag. I would not like to see that on my storage drive. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick with aluminum. Plus I always liked Asus, and I almost bought the one of the Asus 570s instead of the Gigabytes. Well, I haven't even bought one yet, but that's what I'm thinking so far. But yeah, that's it. This is it. This is a Hyper M.2 X16 Gen 4 card. If I don't go with a TRX 40 build, I will just be using those 2 slots, these 2 M.2 slots, and leaving it in X8, because I do know that is possible. The boards that I have selected do support bifurcation. You do need to know, you do need to have a motherboard that can do that, regardless of whether you're running 4 or 2, because well, I guess you don't need it to do that. If you're only running 2 and you don't use bifurcation, it will just detect 2 of them. Because it's detecting this is one drive, and it's like, oh, okay, how many 2? Oh, it's 8x PCI, right? 8x PCI. Okay, cool. So we're detecting 4 lanes here and 4 lanes here. But if you want all 4 to work, you need bifurcation, which both motherboards that I'm using do support. Only problem is one of them I don't have enough PCIe lanes for, so that's why I might opt for the TRX 40 build. But yeah, I don't know. That Ryzen 5000 is pretty sweet. I'm so stoked about that. I want to pre-order it already. But anyways, like, share, and subscribe. I hope you join me on the channel. It's the Not Politically Correct Tech Show, where we talk about how much porn you can watch with all the bandwidth you'll have from 4 of these. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a fun channel. I'm trying to break people in easily and not shock you with like the worst jokes, the worst dick jokes ever, you know. Anyways, like and subscribe. I hope you will join the channel and stick around. Thanks.